Leeds United are not only automatically promoted to the Premier League, but do so as champions as Brentford. Huge shock today, losing 1-0 to struggling Stoke, meaning that West Brom take the initiative as to who will be joining Leeds in the Premier League. Well, let's welcome in, shall we, Don, back to the show. Don, let's touch on Leeds first. Everywhere you look, I feel the last 24 hours, people have been talking about what a big deal this is.
It is, because when teams come up from the Championship into the Premier League, you're welcome into the Premier League and you wonder how they're going to do. And then once in a while, a team like Leeds come back up, who we all know as a gigantic football club. I mean, a huge, huge football club. And we all are so glad that they're back, because Elland Road will be full if there's fans in the stadium next season. It'll be chocker, chocker, chocker. And hopefully, with a manager like Bielsa, it's going to be interesting times, because he is very unusual. You know, I read Arrigo Sacchi and Pochettino and Pep Guardiola all go and seek his advice, and he's very easy in giving his advice. And you just get a sense. You get a sense as a fan. You get a sense as an ex-player who's played against Leeds over the years that they are so huge, and it's great news that they're back.
But doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be successful. Villa, for example, came up. Everyone was like, oh, it's good to have a big club like Aston Villa returning to the Premier League. But we see how they've struggled.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be optimistic for Leeds fans. I think they'll go the other way, and I think there'll be a Sheffield United. I think with Bielsa in charge, whose tactics are really, really unusual, I see them, with a little bit of investment, of course, I see them kicking on next season. You know, the normal rhetoric is when you come back into the Premier League, you would take fourth bottom. Bielsa doesn't stand for fourth bottom. He wants to try and finish high up in the league as possible. And I think they might achieve that, depending on which players, obviously, they bring in. But I certainly look at Leeds going more Sheffield United than Aston Villa.
Meanwhile, Brentford be absolutely kicking themselves, aren't they? Stoke City losing against them, considering the run they've put together to be able to take on West Brom, to put themselves in the driving seat. Now they're back to focusing on the playoffs, surely.
It must be devastating for them, because they move into a brand new stadium in the summer. So they were hoping, and obviously they still can do it via the playoffs, that they're hoping for Premier League football. So I think the run that they've been on, 8 straight wins, I just thought, you know, when you look at the opposition today, Stoke, who have been struggling, not a great side, not got loads of confidence, it looked, the form that they've been in, like a routine win, but they sort of choked. Apparently they didn't play well, created 1 or 2 chances at the end, but they've got to now kick on and refocus and try and finish the last game of the season strongly, with momentum going into the playoffs.
Don, as always, thank you very much. ESPN FC returns to your screens tomorrow. Of course, the main focus will be United against Chelsea in that FA Cup semi-final.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.